You didn't know your elbow came up and hit him in the head?
Are you asking me or are you telling me?
No, I'm asking you.
You're an expert?
No, it was on the replay.
So you're an expert?
No, it was on the replay.
So you saw it, you're saying
yes.
You saw it, you're an expert?
Yes.
You're not an expert, so we'll...
No, I'm not I'm saying I saw it. I'm asking you, did you know you got your elbow up?
You're telling me I got my elbow up?
It was on the replay.
You're an expert. You know it was up.
Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you.
Jason Spencer here,
The man that brought Andy Sutton to the Ottawa Senators, General Manager Brian Murray, said on Thursday, the off day between games 1 and 2 of this Stanley Cup playoff series, that hatred was too strong a word to describe the tension between the Penguins and Senators, who of course are meeting for the third time in 4 seasons in these playoffs. Well, hatred's going to get going in Game 3 on Sunday night, because after a Game 2 victory here by the Penguins Friday night, 2-1, and Sutton's controversial hit on Jordan Leopold, for which he will not be suspended, as the Trib's been reporting, you know this series is going to ramp it up a lot. Now, 3 big things happen in this Game 2 victory for the Penguins, and for the first, let's go to Josh Yohe.
Thank you, Rob. It has been said that the Ottawa Senators and the Pittsburgh Penguins don't hate each other. At least that's what people said after Game 1, but everything changed. With 2:41 left in the first period, behind my right shoulder right here, Jordan Leopold took a nasty hit from 6'6" defenseman Andy Sutton, and the Ottawa Senators defenseman was not penalized, and we have found out that he will not be suspended. Will Leopold continue to play in this series? We don't know. He laid right here on the ice for 2 or 3 minutes, and he didn't move at first. He appeared to be unconscious. He was helped off the ice to the Penguins locker room. He did not return, and he looked pretty woozy after the game, so it's tough to say if he will return, but one thing we know for sure, things between the Senators and the Penguins have gotten pretty nasty. Here's what Coach Dan Bilesma had to say about the incident.
Well, I know that it was a hard hockey hit. I know that, and I also know that the league is looking at everything with under a microscope, and they'll take a look at it and deem whether it falls under the criteria that they've described, and it's a little clearer now because of what they talked about. So the league will, as they have done in every situation, will take care of this one and decide if it was a clean hit or not.
Things appear to have turned nasty between the Penguins and Senators, and now for more on this series, on to Kevin Gorman.
Thanks, Josh. Well, who knew the missing piece for the Penguins was Sidney Crosby, of all people? If you remember, Penguins last year called Rob Scuderi, the defenseman, they called him the piece, and he made the great play by diving into the crease and making a save to prevent a goal in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final against the Detroit Red Wings, sending it on to a Game 7 in the final seconds. And Sidney Crosby did just quite the duplication in Game 2 against the Ottawa Senators, diving into the crease and saving a goal from behind Marc-Andre Fleury. Crosby said 8,000 things went through his mind. Obviously, one of them was whether to go forehand or backhand. He backhand flipped it out of the crease, saved the Penguins from giving the go-ahead goal. And then, Marc-Andre Fleury had this to say about what his other goaltender did behind him.
I saw it slowly. I reached back. I was kind of stuck up front, and I knew I couldn't get there. So I was happy to see Sid diving by.
Now back to Rob Rossi.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Sidney Crosby is going to get a lot of praise for setting up the goal by Chris Letang. Certainly his exemplary work down low, spinning, keeping the puck, dishing a sharp pass to Letang. It was classic Sid, the playmaker Sid, the game changer Sid. You got to give a lot of credit to Chris Letang. You're talking about a guy who is much maligned by Penguin fans because he really hasn't scored a lot of goals this year given his offensive pedigree. But this is also a guy who was tied for the team lead among defensemen with 4 playoff goals last year. I say he was their best overall defenseman last year, and he's a guy that brings it in the postseason. He is one of those classic big game performers for these Penguins, not talked about enough. Luckily, we have Chris Letang talking about that game-winning goal.
I just put the puck on net. I just tried to. We know that they collapsed really low, and Sid was bringing everyone down low by spinning off the net and creating some space, and just tried to put it on net and end up being a goal.
Well, it's the last time you're going to be seeing me from this building for at least a few days, because the Trib Total Media crew is headed to Ottawa with the Penguins for Games 3 and 4, Game 3 Sunday night. And of course, you're going to have the area's best Penguins coverage on the website with articles, with commentary, with analysis on Sunday, why the Penguins have got back into this series, and of course, these wonderful videos that you've all been watching. Can't get them anywhere else, folks. We're going to have the only video in town up there. So that's something to look forward to. What we saw here tonight to keep in mind as Game 3 approaches. Marc-Andre Fleury, 19 straight saves to close the game. The Penguins winning the face-off battle, which they didn't win in Game 1, 56% from the face-off circle. If that continues, the Ottawa Senators cannot win this series. And hits, 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 hits. I'm not just talking video hits, folks. I'm talking pounding body checks. The Penguins delivered 52 against the Ottawa Senators. That is 21 more than the Ottawa Senators delivered. I don't know what you can say about that except ouch. Keep watching, keep reading. For Penguins and Trib Total Media, I'm Rob Rossi.